Hello everybody and welcome back to another Mountain View Soap Co video. My name is Hannah and today we are making my favorite soap of the fall collection. I struggled pretty heavily with making some of these soaps this year because I had to make so many in such a small period of time. I was feeling very defeated when a couple of them just didn't go the way I wanted them to. This was my redemption soap and I'll tell you the story about it in just a second. First, I want to walk you through what colors I'm using. So first, I'm using Honey Blush for the cream color mixed with Mimosa from Nurture. Both of those are from Nurture. And then I'll add TD, which you can get anywhere. I'm using Tangerine Dream from Mad Micas for the orange layer, and then, well, not layer, but orange part. And then we have Trial by Fire mixed with Queen's Purple Mica from Brambleberry and a little bit of Mocha from Nurture again. And that created one of the most beautiful colors I have ever seen in soap. Burgundy is my favorite color of all time. I love it. And I have actually never made a soap with the burgundy color, so I was like, I don't understand why I've never done this before. Anyway, I know it's dark, but you can kind of see the way the color is. It's a really, really beautiful burgundy. And I was making this soap live, and a couple people had mentioned that it kind of reminded them of candy corn colors a little bit, and that's actually very true. It would be a really pretty candy corn type of a layered soap if I did that. For this soap, though, I did do a drop hanger because it is my favorite, and again, this was my redemption soap. So the story behind this soap is I got inspiration from a couple different pictures on Pinterest. One was a cake and another one was another version of a cake, but the cake was pumpkins, not leaves. And for me, I'm a big leaves person, and then this is also scented in autumn and apple orchard, so I ended up doing like maple leaves instead of the pumpkins that were on the cake itself that I was inspired by. Really, the only thing I took from that was the color scheme, except for I made the burgundy color a little bit more of my favorite color versus what they had. But overall, I'm absolutely in love with it. And I did a beautiful burgundy frosting for the top, which I'm sure you saw from the thumbnail. And of course, like I mentioned, we are going to do a hanger swirl on this. The fragrance behaved very well for me to get it into the mold itself. And then I was able to hanger it and hanger quite a bit, which made it absolutely stunning on the inside. And I'm really excited to show you guys the cut. I will also be telling you I have some terrible news. My YouTube camera seems to be having some issues, and I have lost about 3 or 4 soaps worth of footage. Some I have just the frosting, some I don't have any, some I don't have any of the cuts for. It's really sad, and I love my camera. I don't want to get rid of it, but I'm probably going to have to buy a new one after the fall release. I did get the vast majority of the soaps on camera. I missed the frosting of the s'more soap, the cut of one of the bars, I can't remember which one, and the base of the witch gnome soap, which hopefully I'll be able to make again because it's super freaking cute, and then I can just show you guys that when that time comes. And I always do an infinity swirl, which I'm sure you know by now, on top, and tap it down on my knee because I do have people underneath me. And again, you won't see the infinity swirl. It's just kind of for videos because typically for TikTok, I'll cut it after the pour and then I'll do the frosting in a separate video. So it makes it look pretty, you know, and not just left with a bunch of globs everywhere. So I am using the quote-unquote whipped cream frosting tip for this because I honestly have been using the other tip, the other star tip with the like tight, you guys get what I'm saying. Anyway, I use that one a lot, and I want to try to get better at using the whipped cream tip and then also the circle tip. So I'm trying to do better. I'm trying to use it more and get better at it. This one, I did end up having a lot of frosting left over, but when I used the tip again to make the s'more soap, I did not end up having that much left over. It all pretty much ended up on the soap, which is really exciting. With the other tip that I use all the time, I pretty much get the exact amount on the soap because I've used it so much, so I know the correct pressure and the correct amount to put on the soap itself. So for the top of this, we are going to do a little bit of a mica splatter with isopropyl alcohol. I very rarely do this. I don't think I've actually ever done this on the top of a soap before, and it's absolutely beautiful. On the second one, I did a little bit of splattering as well because I thought, like, what the heck, why not just give it a try and see what it looks like? And then for the top, I have that cream color from the bottom and the orange from the bottom to put on top in the embeds. And there are two different kinds of leaves. There are plain, just smooth leaves, and then I have a second version of the maple leaf that has like lines through it, like an actual leaf. And the reason why I did that was because I didn't want it to be super quote unquote plain and simple, but I did want it to be simple at the same time. Like, I wanted it to be very elegant and beautiful without it being too underwhelming or too overwhelming. So I think that I was able to get a really nice mix of that with these leaves because you can only see like a quarter or half of them ish sticking out of the frosting. Overall though, when I cut this soap, I almost cried a little bit because I was like, this is one of those soaps, which if you're a soaper, you'll know what I mean. It's like all stars aligned perfectly. It came out beautiful. I designed this soap and the apple cider donut soap, which I'll show you guys in a future video, in about 5 minutes combined together. I'm like, I'm going to do these soaps because I need to add more frosted soaps to this fall collection. Super duper last minute, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I'm really, really glad that I did. It's definitely my favorite soap that I have ever made. And the smell is really great. The autumn and apple orchard scent that I used is the same scent that I used for wax melts last year, but I didn't use it for soap because I didn't realize it was skin safe. It is skin safe, up to 5.44% or something like that. I don't use 5%. I use less than that in my soap because my soap was formulated for sensitive skin, so I tried to knock down the fragrance so you can still smell it, but it's not going to cause any irritation. Even if you have super sensitive skin like I do. So it was really cool to be able to use my favorite fragrance from last year into a soap that turned out to be my favorite of all time. So it was one of those things that, like, again, all the stars aligned, the piping was perfect for me. I know everybody has their own definition of perfect, but it was perfect for me. The colors came out beautifully. I loved piping in that burgundy color. But let me go ahead and show you what this guy looks like on the inside, and then I'll talk at you a little bit about what is to come. So this is the beautiful swirl with the cute little embeds. You can see what I mean about the lines, and then obviously the gold splatter. So let me talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on. So I have decided that instead of next Thursday, a week from today, to open up the website for the wish list feature, I'm not going to be able to get all of the products on the website until Friday. So Friday at 7, that wish list feature will open up. So if you are interested in purchasing this soap, next Saturday is the special day, but you can hop on the website around 7 o'clock on Friday to go through everything in the fall collection, make your list, add stuff to a wish list, and then you'll be able to just add everything to your cart from that page, and you don't have to worry as much about, stressing out and overwhelm and all of that stuff. I mentioned a lot of this in the last video. I was also not supposed to post this video until next Thursday, but I got really excited about it, so I figured I might as well talk to you guys about it while I'm excited. I don't know if my excitement will ever go away for it. I'm definitely going to be keeping one of these for myself, if not making an entire loaf just to keep for myself, because it's so beautiful and I love it, and it's just, it makes my heart smile. And I make a lot of soap, and it gets to the point where when you make as much soap as you do, you kind of get like, oh, okay, this is how I expected it to turn out. And this is kind of how I expected it to turn out, but at the same time, I didn't think about it long enough to really picture in my head what it was going to be. So for me, this was a made my heart smile type of a soap, and I think I've only had like 2 or 3 of those really, really heart-smiling soaps in the time that I've been soap making. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. That's going to be it from me. And I hope that you make a soap that makes your heart smile soon. All right, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.